Boom! What's going on, Investomaniacs? Your boy Knight Rider here, and we've got the 1 month coronavirus American stock market crash update. So the last day pre-corona crash I consider to be February 21st, 2020, and my portfolio at that time was $321.5 thousand. If I would have stuck with my original portfolio, which was roughly this, I would have lost 39.6% or about $127,000. I think I've been stressed this past month. Could you imagine how stressed I would have been if I lost $127,000? I don't even want to think about it. The S&P 500 has been down 31.4% this past month, and I would have lost almost $101,000. My actual portfolio performance was a gain of 21.6 thousand thanks to shorting, and I've actually made 6.7%. So although it's been a very stressful time and I've had a lot of kind of mental instability over this past month because it is so stressful and I'm forced to learn so much quicker than I necessarily want to learn. But in review, when I see this number, it makes me very happy, and I'm glad that I put in the work, and I'm glad that I did what I needed to do to bypass losing $127,000, which had this crash happened 6 months ago, I wouldn't have changed my portfolio. I would have just kept it. And there's proof of that by the kind of like the December 2018 crash. I did not change my portfolio at all. I don't know if I was making videos during that time or not, but if I was, you can go back and look. I rode that December 2018 low the whole way. So that's proof that this is a new thing. This is me learning. This is me becoming a better investor and making better investment decisions. So, if this would have happened to me a year ago, 6 months ago, I would have lost $127,000 right now in the past month. But because of studying and paying attention and trying to become a better investor, I've been able to bypass $127,000 loss and actually make $21,000 for a net difference of almost $149,000 in 1 month. Pretty crazy. A couple firsts I've had this past month. First significant short position I've ever held for more than 3 days. First time I've ever held really any amount of cash from a strategical standpoint, currently at 85%. It was about 70% most of last week. This is the first time I've never had any long positions and only had short positions. This is the first time I've ever made macro-based trades. This is the first time I've ever traded micro-cap stocks, and I'm short those stocks, by the way. By the way, one of the stocks I am short is Party City, which is pretty sure a micro-cap stock. And on Thursday, that stock went up 100% in one single day. So that is an example of the extreme levels of volatility that you see in microcap stocks and the importance of understanding the volatility, understanding your risk management when it comes to shorting and being in microcap stocks. Maybe I'm stupid to be in microcap stocks. I don't know. Again, this is all new to me. So if you're like, oh, Knight, why are you even in microcap stocks? You're so stupid. I'm sorry. I don't know. This is new to me. I'm doing new stuff. I'm trying to adapt and learn and grow as an investor. I'm doing the best that I can. And this is also the first time I've ever traded a bear market. So where are we now and where do I think we're going over the next couple weeks? I am currently still bearish on the market, but less so than the past couple weeks. Over the next 1 to 6 weeks, I plan on establishing significant long positions. Everything that I want to get long, I plan on getting long in the next 1 to 6 weeks. That's the current plan. In the next 2 weeks, I think we're going to see exploding coronavirus counts due to increased testing. In 1 to 3 weeks, I think we're going to see a lot of bankruptcies. And in in 4 to 6 weeks, that's when we got earnings season, where obviously we're going to get a lot of bad information, bad guidance. All these things will likely weigh negative on the market, although we don't know exactly when we're going to bottom. And what am I currently studying? I am currently looking at how common shareholders, the common stock, is affected in a government bailout. Again, I didn't previously know this. I still don't know it because I've never been short. So I've never thought about companies going bankrupt. But now I'm short companies, and I need to know this because I'm short things like GNC and Party City, which may very well be going bankrupt in a couple weeks. So I need to know this. I don't know the answer, which is one of the reasons why I've decreased my exposure. I think the answer from initial studying is that it just kind of depends how the government structures the bailout, but I'm still kind of figuring that out. If you happen to know, please let me know. And also risk management for shorting. The math goes completely against you. I don't know if I'm too stupid to figure out a way to do shorting where the math works, or if it genuinely there's just no way to do it where the math makes sense, but you're completely going against the math with shorting. So that's another thing where I'm aware of it. I'm still shorting, but I'm aware that I'm going against the way the math works. And then on a personal level, many of my neighbors now are unemployed, have lost their jobs this past week. It's kind of getting exponentially worse. A lot of people can't pay rent. A lot of people can't pay their bills, are worried about food and stuff like that. Two of my neighbors moved this past week, moved out because they couldn't pay rent. They lost their jobs and they're moving back in with their parents, each of them, and just kind of crazy. And it makes me grateful that I do have some money in the bank. So, I'm not on that lower kind of hierarchy of needs thing where I'm not worried about like shelter and food and whatnot. And I fortunately don't have to worry about that. And I can instead keep a clear mind and think about how can I profit in any given market environment and focus on work, because obviously and understandably, you can't focus on that if you're worried about how you got to pay rent. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope your portfolio is holding up well.